My team barber, cell phones on there. I, alleged thing. Um, I suppose that name is so far. Right. Right. I'm my team barber, yes. I noticed them. I did a motion to dismiss. It's AKIEM BARBER. Yes. Yeah, the unopposed motion, I noticed them. I filed a motion on November the 19th, mailed it to the plaintiff's attorney of record, I think it's Walter B. Card. The motion is court lacks jurisdiction over the subject matter, over the person, services process is wrong, and insufficient services process, and fails to state sufficient facts to state a claim. The plaintiff issued a complaint against Akeem Barbara, which is not my name, never lived at that address ever. My son took notice, he gave me a call and told me about this, so I had to answer. I've never been to this place of business to do any type of car repair work, and at the time this repair work was going on, I was in Charlotte handling a business matter in a bank. So I've never been to this place of business, so I think we have a person to explain. Since this motion is unopposed and there are no facts or fiction to support this claim, I ask the court to dismiss this with prejudice.
Do you own a BMW?
I own a BMW, but he's got BMW, no facts, no VIN number, anything like that. And I don't drive that vehicle. Never. And just, could I add, when I got the complaint, I went up to the business and asked the owner, because, I asked him, I said, can you show me the footage of when I came into your place of business? He said his attorney had all of that information. And if you look at the complaint, there's no exhibits, no sworn statements. It's just the attorney alleging, just hearsay statements in the complaint.
What about the drug on Lost Legend?
That is, I own that home, but I haven't lived there since 2006. My ex-wife lives there.
So your son is on your bond.
My son's name is Javon Barker. That's why I had to answer it, because they put in a notice that they served at that address to my son.
You have a driver's license?
Sure. Now, that is not my current address. This is my current, according to the DMV. I just never went and updated the record. This is my concealed weapons permit with the correct address.
Okay, South Carolina, issued December 6, 2018, felony BARVER. That address was in Myrtle Beach, North Highway. And then a concealed weapons permit issued August 29th, 2019. Same spelling of the name, Cedar Creek, and was Henry Spring, that address was in Fort Mill, South Carolina. The motion to dismiss is on improper service. Because I do think the court has jurisdiction over the subject matter of this action.
I understand.
They're not you, but about those steps to fill it, all that will be properly in court. I haven't made a determination whether the plaintiff set for a cause of action. It probably doesn't, I can check out if it's not necessary, if you're not the right person, but right, like for jurisdiction and I'm going to be improper. You're ready, right?
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
It's time for you to live out your purpose. It's not for me to decide what your purpose is. It's for me to just tell you, go for your purpose. Everyone has purpose. Oh, no, I can't think of nothing. No, the reason why you can't think of nothing because your mind is so convoluted with all of the polluted information that you received from the day you was born that it's covering up those treasures, that inheritance that God had for you. That's why I said it's already there. It's just you can't see it because you're looking at what man showed you. As soon as you peel that back, you'll see it. But it takes putting forth God first for you to see it. Then you start opening, wow, I could do this. I could do that. It's like a miracle. Once I get ideas, my mind is motivated on ideas, stuff just pop. My favorite technique to make stuff pop is once I get that first idea, move, stop playing. Too many of y'all playing. Y'all call it planning. I call it playing. Planning and playing seem to be right in the same spelling categories. Move around a few words. I call it playing. Yeah, planning is good in some circumstances, but sometimes you get an idea, you just got to move on it. That's why Christ said, be like these children, and then you can enter the kingdom of heaven. So now is what are you gonna do? You heard what I had to say? And most of all, let's keep it real. I'm only repeating what you've already said to yourself. That's why you're here. That's why you tune in every week. Yeah, I'm only repeating what you already said to yourself. I'm not saying anything new. I might be saying it in a different way. I might be saying it in a different tone. I might be saying it with some force differently. But for the most part, your spiritual self has been knocking you over the head, telling you, hey, what you doing? Hey, 3 o'clock in the morning, get up. Write that thing, that inspirational thought you had. Write it down. Or go act on it. And what do? You look at that clock, turn over, I'll get it later and go to sleep. Hakeem, how you know? How you know? You in my bedroom? You can see us? You spying on us? No. I ain't got to spy on you. I ain't got to know. I know how we are. I know what we really are, and we all operate the same way. We come from the same designer. We come from the same designer who designed us to be spiritual and powerful and divine. And the way we get our inspiration is when everybody's calmed down and all the negative energy is subsided. That's when in the wee hours of the night is when God can really speak to you and get you in that corner and start to talk to you. That's what happens. How you know I can't? Because it happens to me all the time. And a lot of times I listen and then sometimes I don't. And I always regret when I don't. Yo, what up? What up? It's August the 5th, 5 days into the month of August. And I'm thankful for everything, man. I'm thankful. Going into the weekend, had a lot of challenges. You know, we bought these two trailers for because we're doing hot shots now. You know, that's where you get the big pickup trucks. We have two Ram 3500s and we have uh two 40-foot trailers, tilt trailers at that, because we moving containers and other things. So last week we discovered that they rated the trailers too high. And, you know, the truck is GVRW at 14,000 pounds. And trailer was rated at 16.5, which puts you in the commercial uh, vehicle range, meaning you have to have a CDL to drive that combination. So we had to derate the trailers down to 12,000 so that we can be in the non-CDL range. And I'm like, man, we bought these trailers. How are we going to get these things derated? I was looking at YouTube videos. I found a solution, got it fixed. Then the people we bought it from uh, told us what we needed to do. So basically, in North Carolina, they don't, I mentioned this last week, they don't put GVRWs on trailers. So that's a good thing. So now I could GVRW the way I need it to be and be registered at the same time. So that got fixed. So had to deal with that. Then some other challenges with the lease trucks. We going to get some new box trucks. So I was setting up new accounts today. To you know, it's just it was a lot of stuff. And sometimes you don't know how you're gonna get it all done. You sometimes you just like it seems impossible, right? All the while, you know, the trailer's down, it's not making any money for a few days. Here we are staring at a $5,000 insurance bill this month, along with our other bills that we gotta pay. So okay, how we gonna do it? And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, right on time, some money came that I was waiting on. I didn't even expect it. But that's what happens when you remain faithful, when you don't allow situations to change you or stress you. Let me elaborate on that. By the way, this is consultation Monday, Q&A Monday. This is your time to ask me questions and for free. I get emails all the time. What's this? What's that? And I say, hey, this is when you call in. Call in at this time. And here it is. No one's called in, but then everybody wants emails. So I don't feel bad when I ignore emails or I tell people to get a consultation in the email, because I give y'all plenty of opportunity to just come on and ask me questions. It's free. Um, but anyway, so back to what I was saying. Your mission, your calling in life is to not allow circumstances to change you in a negative way. You are supposed to remain calm. You're supposed to remain peaceful, acting out of your highest self, even in extreme circumstances. Really, even in war, like soldiers have to keep their head in order to fight effectively. Even in a situation like that, they can't be panicking. They have to remain, have some level of control. Like right now, you might be dealing with a serious money issue. You might be dealing with a serious relationship issue, and it's got you worried. It's got you concerned. It's got you in fear. So you're not supposed to be in those mindsets. And as long as you're in those fearful, anxious mindsets, you will continue to relive those circumstances over and over until you master it. Some of y'all say, why I keep going through this? Why is this happening to me? Why is I always run into this problem? Simple, because you haven't mastered it. Problems that you have keep revisiting you because you have not allowed yourself to master that situation. See, people try to master their situation by doing things on the outside, looking for things on the outside, going, oh, I need to go to this church. I need to go to this political rally. I need to go here, and this will make it better. If you haven't watched history or paid attention, people have been rallying, going to church for years, and they still have the same problems, and they keep coming up, dealing with the same challenges, generation after generation, doing the same thing and getting no results. Large pieces of population are looking for the problem to be resolved over there. But the problem only can be resolved in one place, within you. You have to become at peace with it. In order for Christ to walk on water, he had to become at peace with the fact that he could walk on water despite that it was not a solid surface to walk on. Now that's called, see, y'all do know that water from a esoterical, metaphysical uh space means people, right? It means people. So what it was really showing that Christ had to master the people, the ocean of people, be able to rise above the people in their thinking and be able to walk on that, over that. Now, Peter wanted to do the same thing, but then a storm came and he was starting to sink. Why? Because he started to shift his mindset to fear of the storm, and the storm represents how people attack you, come at you, or appear to attack you. I like to say that. They appear to attack you. And you buy into that. And you accept that. You agree with that. You trust that people are attacking you, and then there you go. You're right in the midst of that argument. You're right in the midst of that conflict. Instead of rising above it and say, there is no conflict here. I choose not to be a part of the conflict. You could be in a bad relationship. Your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever's cheating on you, lying to you. What do? You argue with them, you investigate them. What do you do? Or do you rise above it and say, let them be whatever? And then you remove yourself. Because what did Christ do? He walked over the water, removed himself from that water, and got in a boat. Right? That's it. He removed himself. So you remove yourself. You don't go into the conflict. Because people are going to do all kind of crazy things. And once you start trying to change people from the outside, now you're part of the problem and you just enhance it. But if you remove yourself and say and remain at peace and don't take offense to it, don't contract with the idea that it's a bad situation, it becomes a bad situation when you participate. See, so any issue you're having right now is simply because you have not risen above it, and you will not get past it until you work it all out. You might be able to get away, move to another town, go somewhere else, but it always follows you through other people or through things. It will follow you until you address it and master it properly. You're not leaving this realm until you master the things you came here to master. You already contracted with these certain problems that you call problem. You've already made that contract. Hey, I'm going to deal with this in this life. I'm going to take care of this. And you're not going to get out of it until you work it out. Hey, who's on the chat? We have quite a few people. We have peace to the Yahweh, Mexico, Macocan Aguila. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Charles Bryant says peace of gods. And he also says kings and queens. Indy Circle Ministry said peace, my brother. Peace to the gods. Much light to all. Somebody said the sound was too low. Peace. Max L. Jason in Brazil said peace. Corinne says happy Monday, everyone. And JD Super Solid said that's nice. And Javier Bola says peace and prosperity. All right. So there's the number 515-605-9723. If you just want to talk, you can get on. Stop being shy. I opened this Mondays up for everyone to join the conversation, participate. Well, while y'all thinking about calling in, if y'all gonna call in at all, Joe JD say, oh, that's Jeremiah. Okay, Jeremiah, peace. Trevor Bolden says, peace to everyone. Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that was a old case from a few years ago where I was sued and I won that case. I got it dismissed. The lawyer didn't even show up to court. That's what I was playing in the beginning. That was a real live case. And I won. That's one of many cases that I won. Not too many people are playing recordings of themselves in court. Not too many are doing that. Let's see. I'm trying to see something I could play until somebody call in. If you called in to say something, press the 1 button, I think it is, if you want to speak to me so I know you're not just calling in and hanging out. All right, there we go. All right, let's get 716-316. Hey, some more people join in that conversation. It's a lot of people on. Get on there. It ain't going to hurt you. I also put a link to Telegram so y'all can get on that way. You can get on Telegram too. All right, let's get 716-316. Peace. What's up? What's going on?
Peace, God. How you doing?
I'm doing
God, much light to all.
all right. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well.
Okay.
I just wanted to chime in. I heard you talking about a couple of things. I just like when the arguments and all of that kind of thing kind of ensue. We just gotta realize when we're on a journey with your significant other.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure you're coming through. Hang on. All right, you are. All right, go ahead. You are coming through. I just want to make sure. All right.
We all good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, like, when you're walking through life with another, you just gotta be mindful. You gotta realize that you got to make time for, because people are still people, individuals. I don't really like using that word, but that's just what it is. I mean, you are still you, and your other is still them. That you guys got to make time. There's you time, me time, and then there's our family time. You got to make that distinction.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to throw that out there. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Really stop being who you individually are, even though you're wrapped up into a relationship or doing life together. you still gotta keep that individualism to your personal self too. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. I agree with that because that's how you lose yourself if you don't um stick to who you really are. The only way to properly remain in any relationship, you have to be authentic to yourself because eventually that unauthentic self is going to fade and your true self is going to come out anyway. So you're going to
Exactly.
tired of playing that role eventually. So yeah, I agree with what you just said. Yes.
It's just harder in the long run too. It's best to figure it out and get it established up front
Mm-hmm.
before, you know what I mean, after years of playing 4 different characters and then come to find out, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. And then
Right.
that's like we discussed a while ago, after that 3-year mark, like, what are we doing? Are we
Mm-hmm.
gonna run through it, or should we just walk away and let it dissipate? You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You're right.
But, I just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't really have any questions or anything. I just wanted to throw my
Mm-hmm.
2 cents in, you know?
All right. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate for sharing that comment. All right,
Of
brother.
course, of course.
All right, we'll go to the next caller. That's 513-200.
Peace to the God.
Peace to God. What's going on?
I'm all right. How you doing, King?
I'm doing all right.
Can I ask a quick question? I can ask any kind of question?
Yes, you can ask any kind of question.
Okay, I'm fighting a traffic case, right? Can I transfer a traffic case to a federal court?
No. How you gonna do that? It's not a federal action.
If I have a federal question?
You can't. How you gonna check? Okay, you got caught by the county police or city police. You got pulled over. How are you gonna transfer that to a federal? What federal question you got?
With the warrant,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't never no warrant initiated to me. So pursuant to the Constitution, that everybody's supposed to be secure in a personal places.
So help me understand why can't you just go to the higher court of the state, which is the Supreme Court, that also supports the Constitution?
Okay.
That's what you need to do. You need to change the court to a higher court.
And can I get a consultation with you?
Why are you asking me a question you already know the answer to? You just go online and get a
No,
test station.
I want to talk to you because I thought you was mad at me, Hakeem.
Why would I be mad at you?
I don't know. Me and you just never. I guess I don't know.
I'm a busy man. I ain't got time to be mad at nobody, man. For what? What I'll be mad at you for?
Cause you my teacher, Hakeem, and
Yeah.
I didn't know
I will say this to you. I've been dealing with you for some years now. And you always find your way into some sort of trouble. At some point, I said you always find yourself in some sort of trouble with traffic.
I do, Hakeem. Yes, I do. You know why? Because I'm doing a lot of nonsense.
Okay, I'm glad you owning that.
My wife. I mean, it was a lot of nonsense that I'm doing, and it's just that energy that I was doing is creating a lot of problems.
Okay, so let me ask you, what do you think you should do about that?
Change it.
How do you change it?
Change my thoughts. Change my thoughts and my ways and my actions.
Right.
Start thinking more positive and start treating people right, like they want to be treated.
Right.
Like I want to be treated.
I don't know what's going on in your personal life. I don't know, right? But whenever you deal in whatever conflict you keep running into, that's something you've already played out in your mind and contracted with, and it's just showing up in the physical. And it's also probably part of what you put out is what you get. So in order for these issues not to keep coming up, you're right. You're going to have to change your mind. You're going to have to change your thoughts. You're going to have to think and behave differently so you can get different results. But it all starts from inside. You have to go inside and ask yourself some real questions. Am I living by truth or am I living by lies? See, conflict come through lies. If there's a lie, there's always going to be conflict. But if there's truth, it'll be some conflict, but it won't last long because the truth chases away lies. Like, for instance, somebody's lying to you and playing games and you're being truthful, they're eventually not going to want to be around you because every time your truth is going to hold them accountable. So you got to start thinking about, making some definite changes. No court case, no paperwork is going to solve all of this. You got to get it at the root, at the thoughts, the mindset. All right, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right.
King.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, let's go to the next caller. We got some callers on here now. They catching on. Tell your people, man, every Monday they can call in here and get their questions answered. Simple. Whether it be spiritual advice, whether it be civil advice, constitution, nationality. I got it all covered for the most part. And if I don't know something, I'm gonna point you in the right direction. I was helping somebody over the last week. They were having an issue with their mate being unfaithful. And it was like ready to leave, pack up, actually be homeless. And I was like, no, don't leave. Yeah, and go be homeless and hurt yourself because they hurt you. Stay there and chill and be peaceful. And I know, don't take everything personal. I know it's not a good thing, but don't take it personal. And I know it's difficult. See, some of your greatest challenges that you face, that you say, no, I'm not going to take that. That person is treating me wrong. Maybe they are. But nothing is more wrong than the allegory of how Christ got treated after he healed all those people. He just said, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. He remained transcendent over the situation. He remained peaceful, although they were treating him wrong. See, you will gain a higher reward when you transcend your problems. And you start to peel the judgment off your eyes when you're looking at people and how they're treating you. And you just say, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. And that's going to take some work. And I know, because your gut be like, I want to get at them. I want to get them. They did me wrong. That's the ego. You don't have to get revenge. Why? Because the universe always give people back tenfold what they give out, and sometimes more. Everyone will be measured back their cup. They're getting it back. And see, what slows it down and they don't really get it all, because you coming in trying to think you can do it. You trying to be God over that situation and be God over them by giving them a taste of their medicine. No, the best taste of medicine that a person will receive from their actions is your non-action, and watching how life just unfolds and gives them back their true measure. And that happens good or bad. You get your wealth and your poverty all from the same place, by which you measure out. Yes. All right, let's go to 229-877.
Hey, how you doing, King?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just want to, just feeling the pressure when you were saying call in or whatnot. I'm in a mentorship.
Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Nothing. Just, like I say, just wanted to jump in a conversation some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm. And what you got to share?
I was listening to the first guy you talked to, and like I said, I was just trying to jump in the conversation, and I'm like, you know what? I've been feeling, because I know what y'all say is whatever I'm going through right now is momentarily, you know, but sometimes getting caught up in the moment, you know, I find myself asking, like, I feel like I got good emotional intelligence, but at the same time, I feel like I shouldn't be bottling it in so much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, or 'cause maybe that may cause something bigger to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I really didn't even want to talk to you about it because, like I say, I like to look at it as a small portion in my life. It just sometimes it feel like he ain't going nowhere, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I do electric work, and like I try to learn and get better every day as far as keeping the knowledge. But you know, definitely not enjoying the nine. I never enjoyed the 9 to 5 or whatnot. But I'm 36. I got a wrestling background. I was a '06 state champion, so I feed off that. But I try not to lean too much on it and learn from it and the only thing I can say about it is the further and further I get away from high school, the more and more I realize it wasn't really my action. It was something that had control, and you know, trying to stay in that mindset to you know let everything happen. You know.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So let me make sure I hear what you're saying. Are you done sharing?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You saying that you feel like you're not getting anywhere? Is that correct? Or things are not changing?
Time to time. You know. Time to time. Yes.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I have a something I want to say, but first let me go get let me get the spirit to help me with this one. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I heard you say that things are not changing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, physically it feel like things are stagnant.
Okay.
Spiritually, you know, I always try to stay educated and like I told my girl, I die learning, you know.
All right. Here we go. I mean, I can relate to what you're saying because I get like that sometimes. Even though teach this spiritual stuff, I talk about it. My mind, my lower self, comes in and try to do battle with the higher self and take over. And sometimes, when I follow the lower self, I will start to believe those things. Right? Here's something about the truth that it's paradoxical with the truth. There's absolute truths, and then there's what you call subjective truths, truths that can be changed from time to time. It's true depending on, and your situation is true depending on one thing,
Mm-hmm.
your belief in that thing. So when you say things are stagnant, you just contracted with the idea that it's stagnant. So therefore, it's stagnant.
Right.
So if you can just remind yourself that, wait a minute, I'm saying it's stagnant. I'm saying this situation is not good. I'm saying I don't feel good. Because for you to know or feel that things are not good, you first have to be conscious of it and accept it and contract with it. So as long as in your mind's eye you see things as being stagnant, it's going to stay that way. But as long as you don't see them as stagnant, it's going to stay that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the problem that most people have. While I'm speaking these words, they're still identifying with the fact that things are stagnant right now. Not really hearing what I'm saying, that all they need to do is do a mind change and things will not be stagnant and you'll start to see things come to you. Because when you say they're stagnant, you have just put a wall up, and anything that was on its way to change your situation is gonna be at a standstill. It's not gonna come to you. Or it could be sitting right in front of you. It could be right there in front of you, and you won't see it. Have you ever looked for your keys and they were right there in your pocket? Have you ever looked for your keys and you were holding them? Have you ever looked for your keys and they were sitting right there on the dresser? Why couldn't you
Yep.
see those keys? How come you couldn't see those keys that was right in your hand? How come you couldn't see those keys that was sitting right on the dresser? Because your mind had contracted and accepted that it was somewhere else. So you never stopped to look and see if it was in your hand. You never stopped to see, wait, it's on that dresser. Until you stopped and said, looked at your hand, oh, there they go. You had to change your mind to even see those keys. They were there the whole time. If I tell you, go out there and find 10 blue cars tomorrow, go find 10 blue cars, you'll find 20. Why? Because your mind is identifying with finding blue cars and you will ignore all the ones. You won't see any others. You only remember the ones you were supposed to look for. So the power is yours to change your circumstances just with a thought. And from a thought, the physical starts to work. It doesn't work any other way. Everything you have right now, everything you don't have right now is all based off your mindset prior to that showing up.
Right.
How does that sound?
Right. That sounds good. That sounds perfect. And
Yeah.
like
So
I say,
if things say just sit back and man, things are good. Lie, man, don't. Some people say lie to yourself. It's not lying to yourself. It's telling the truth to yourself. Why? Because don't you see how many lies are being told and people believe it? But to them, it's the truth. Like, for instance, I posted on Facebook that Sonia Massey just proved that the power of the name Jesus has no power. Now, a lot of people really agreed with me, but then this one girl went and even posted a video. Oh, that's a lie because God used that situation. I saw victory in that situation. He used that situation to prove he's God, to bring her home. That's what she said, basically. And I'm like, what? So God allowed her to get shot point blank in the brain over some water to make himself victorious, use her death to make him glorify himself through her death. To me, that sounds crazy. But to her, it was the truth from her world. And there's nothing I could do to convince her until she sees something differently mentally. See, there's all kind of holes in what she said, but why waste my time? So what I'm saying is the truth, your truth is what you say it is. But we so used to identifying with what's wrong that we forget about what's right. Look around you. I bet you can find 5 things that's right with you right now in your life, in your home. I hear kids in the background. It's 5, and you just be thankful for that. See, if you are in a constant state of thankfulness, the things start showing up that you need. Because the scriptures is right. It said, I already know what you need. I know every hair in your head. I know what you need. All I need you to be is thankful for what you already have before you can move on to something bigger. Be thankful and be grateful. I got all I need right now. Let me ask you, Swisson, right now in this moment, do you have all what you need?
yes, at this moment.
Right, see? And then the next moment be the same answer. And be thankful for that.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, like I said, I think it's, like you say, the truth. The truth. I know it's detailed. My story can be more detailed, but the truth is, really, one, no one cares, and two, it's just, momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
But and I guess my sole problem is I feel the truth spiritually when I hear it or whatnot. But when I get away from it, it kind of get away from me. You know, as
Mhm.
far as and I learned it from like you my mentor and others, and how y'all how it's fit with y'all or it's faith. It's basically turned into faith with you guys. But for me, that's I guess I'm trying to get that math right. Turning the truth into faith because I get the truth and then it's entertaining as well or whatnot. But how I get it in the faith category.
Mhm. Right. So all you gotta do is remain faithful to the
Mhm.
positive things that you want to see happen in your life. When I say remain faithful, you have to consciously and deliberately see those things as if you already have them and be joyful about that. Be thankful that you already have them. Although physically they may not be there. Be thankful
Yeah.
that you already all of those things are already taken care of. The bills, whatever it is you may have some concerns over. This matter is
Gotcha.
resolved now. You see.
And I also appreciate because that lady gets shot in the face 3 times. I like I know it's stuff out there that's supposed to be distracting, but that was really on my mind. And then I watched you that night talk about. Well, I think it was a meeting or YouTube, and you talked about it. And I like how you brought up you can't represent two gods, and that's who she was calling on,
Mhm.
at that time. And I'm like, oh, and to me, that's the truth. That's
Mhm.
what stood out to me when you was talking about it or whatnot. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
All right, no problem, brother. All right, thank you. But yeah, just
All right.
stay faithful to the truth. And the truth is that you decide what the truth is for yourself. You decide.
All right.
You
Right.
there's no such thing as worrying about or that things are not working out. There's no such thing that things are not working out. And here's what I mean. Let me explain. Things are working out exactly how you believe them to be. So the world is always working. The world is in the spiritual, the universe is indifferent to your desires, meaning it doesn't care one way or the other. It is only there to serve you. That's it.
Right.
Its only job is to do your wishes, its command. That's it. You say that's bad. Oh, there you go, sir. It's bad. You say that's good. There you go, sir. It's good. Take it. You decide. All right.
Gotcha.
All right. All right, man. Peace. Peace
Appreciate
to God. All right, let's go to the next caller, and that's 786-641. Hello?
Hello, hello.
Yes, hello. 786-641. That's you.
Yeah, this is Javier Arbolaz.
Hey,
Um,
what's up, Javier? What's going on?
how how you doing?
I'm doing
I just
good.
wanted to get on here because I hear everybody and kind of we all go through the same thing, and I think it's important to understand that like we're talking our thoughts, right? Our thoughts create frequencies,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every thought that we have creates frequencies, and those frequencies are either going to be high or low.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or in between.
we operate, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In between, you're right. So what has worked for me throughout this time is whenever a thought comes in, I put it in frequency.
Mm-hmm.
What's not coming in me? What type of frequency is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a high frequency? Is it a middle or is it a lower?
Right.
I know that to operate from a higher conscious, I got to be operating from high frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Love, compassion, patience, acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm focusing or if I'm operating at a lower frequencies, which is fear, guilt,
Mm-hmm.
impatience, then I'm not really getting to where I want to get. And the universe is not working in my favor
Right.
because I'm not operating in the frequencies that it wants me to operate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, I would say this universe is always working in your favor. Meaning, because in what by your definition of favor is good. But when I say It's working in your favor. It's working according to the frequency that you're putting out. It's giving you that frequency. You're matching that frequency. So the frequency that you may be aligning with may not be good at the time, but the universe is supporting that. You're supported 100% no matter which direction you're going in. You see, um, it's just that you got to realize that you are the conductor. You have to change the channel in order to get what you really want. Because sometimes we're getting what we think we don't want, what we don't really want. Like, why am I getting this? Well, because you defaulted to a thought, an idea, and aligned with it, and now it's showing you manifesting like a movie on the screen right in front of you. You projected it, there it is. Enjoy. See, once we understand that the universe is really neutral to what we want, it's there for us to access everything what we want, and even the things we don't want, we can access it inadvertently, unconsciously. So in this matrix of how things work, they fed us so much negativity that we are on default programming of receiving negative outcomes, or receiving average outcomes, or less than average outcomes. You see, that's what it is. We come here with, I can't. This is hard. This is bad. And once we realize we change those thought patterns, what we see out there in the physical will change. It's like changing the channel. So that's all I wanted to add to. But everything you said was on point, pretty much.
No, it's 1,000% because once we're operating from a higher consciousness, then we are operating from the heart and the soul. You know, most of us are operating out of a personality, right? The senses, what we can see, feel, touch, and feel. But we don't take the time to reach our higher self, which is the most powerful, because that's when you get your intuitive. That's when you get to make better decisions. That's when you're activating your right part of the brain. The more holistic, the ones that you can manifest better. And you see, in the past 2-3 years, before this past 2 years, that, you know, watching your shows and your teachings and so on, is what's helped me, you know, be more conscious and understand that I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of my thoughts. And you being the observer, you can make a conscious decision of what it is that you're doing right now.
It's called minding your own business, watching yourself, what you say, what you do, and correcting course along the way. That's it.
And if we become more aware exactly of the thoughts that are coming in, if we're just able to take a pause and be like, okay, you know, this is coming in, but this is not really who I am. This is just my preconditioned past coming in to try to play a factor. Then we're able just to be aware. And the more aware you are, the more you practice, the more you realize that we're not the physical body. We are a lot more than that. And then you start being detached from material things, from things on the outside that we're just conditioned to chase and go after blindly. You know, when you start getting in your higher conscious self, then you don't chase those things, right? You want them, but you're a different individual. Even when it comes to dating, even when it comes to working out, eating, everything, you become more quiet, right? Everything becomes more quiet. The music becomes different. The tunes, the frequencies that are entering you are different. And you can feel your body pulsating once practice and practice. And basically what I want to say is that this is what's worked for me personally. Like, you know, it's just being more aware of my thoughts, things that I will be more impulsive in doing. And, you know, when they happen, just understand that, hey, that's okay. They're going to happen. They're going to continue to happen. But if we just become a little bit more aware and understand that that does not define who I am, it's just happening right now, then we'll be able to go to the next step in our higher conscious and get away from those stuck energies that are on the lower part of our bodies.
Right.
So
that's good. That's a good word. All right, brother. Appreciate it. You chiming in with that. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
All right. That's Javier, good friend of mine's out of Miami. We actually work together, with the trucking company. Um, Anybody else? Hey, I got room for more conversation. 515-605-9723. 505-605-9723. Someone else just came on, I believe. I think it's 277-280. 277-280. Hello?
Is that me?
That's you? Yeah.
Oh, the way you pronounced it. I'm sorry.
I said
Peace to you,
217.
brother.
What did I say? 217-280. Maybe I said 277. My bad.
Yeah.
217-288. Yeah, 280. My bad. Yeah, 217. Yeah.
I got a question, but before I go to that question, I did kind of piggyback off of what the last caller just was talking about. We gotta have self awareness
Mm-hmm.
and being our higher self, and everything will work out like it always does.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say on that side. But
Thank
also, I have a question because I did my passport.
you. Mm-hmm.
Already did that. I got it back. Everything I did, everything that was instructed, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried to. I think I want. I want to say this. I might have um, pushed a little bit for my my other half, my wife, to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and she ended up doing it. And I did it the same way. Giving her instructions, she did it the same way. But she received a letter, and I wanted to ask you on the letter that she received from the Department of State, because I live in Illinois and we live in Springfield, and I guess they have an office now in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So it came from Chicago, and I was reading the letter, and I was wondering. I mean, I don't know if I can read a little bit to you.
Yeah, you can read it. Go ahead, read it. Read it.
Okay. All right. It says. Let's see if I can see it. Okay, there you go.
Probably say by the facts of your birth, you're a U.S. citizen, but go ahead.
Yeah, it says thank you for your recent passport application. It appears the facts of your birth and the documents of your U.S. Submitted U.S. U.S. citizen entitled, saying that the facts of the documents, the birth and documents you submitted that you submitted that you are a U.S. citizen, U.S. for the U.S. passport. Then it says according to the 14th Amendment. The Constitution of the United States. You already know where I'm going.
I know. I know the letter very well, but read it for the audience.
Okay, and then it says U.S. This is a title in accordance of with 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. All persons born or naturalized in the United States, or naturalized. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go fast, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
As supreme law of the land and cannot be waived for I don't know what that word is unlimited declaration except of others provided by law. And then it goes down to the statutes applicable to the U.S. passports provide that that you may be issued a U.S. passport showing you are a U.S. citizen, and we are not in a position. We are not in a position to respond to our center with a dialogue concerning any views which disagree with the Constitution of the citizenship law of the United States and interpreted by the court.
Mhm.
Then it goes down there for
They ain't really bring up no court. What court interpreted that? Yeah. All right. So it said in there that you should just write them and tell them you want one, right?
yes.
Right. So
And I told her that, but
the application was done like a national, correct? They're not asking you to redo the contract, right? That you signed, that you were not. So that letter is basically a Jedi mind trick because they're not saying because she took an oath to that contract that she signed. They're willing to give her one. All she got to say, oh please, all she got to do is write, please send me my passport. They're not sending back the paperwork. Right. They're not sending back the paperwork. Now, the U.S. citizen that they're talking about that naturalizes the birth certificate. Because it said the facts surrounding your birth, they're talking about the straw man birth, not her birth. Now,
right.
what type of affidavit did you put in there?
The one that's on your website now. I had already
The new religious one? The religious one?
Not the new one.
Okay. Since I updated the affidavit, we don't see those letters anymore. You're only going to see those letters with the old affidavit here and there. And they used to come 1 out of every 10 people would get that. But if you do it, the new affidavit, you won't see that at all.
Oh. Okay.
But at the same time, she don't have to reapply again. All she have to do is say, please send me my passport. Simple. That is not a contract. That paperwork is not a contract. They don't even have a person's name on it. So you can't even bring them into court to question them about it. That's a piece of a distraction. That's all that is.
It only has her name on it.
Right. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. Because it's saying, please tell us you want a passport and it will show you a U.S. citizen. The passport don't show that you're a U.S. citizen on it. At all.
It don't.
Because it say USA. It doesn't say U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, it says your state and it says the country you come from and the confederation that you're a part of, which is the USA. What state was she born in?
I'm trying to explain that to her. She wrote a letter back, but she put, I am a U.S. citizen. I said,
she wrote a letter back saying, I am a U.S. citizen. Now, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay.
Because I want you to understand something. It wasn't your job to get out of that matrix. I know that's your wife.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I realized that.
Right. It wasn't your job. Say, listen, unfortunately or fortunately, not everybody's going in the same place you going, even if you are married to them.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to love from a distance in that area.
Yeah.
Let her walk the walk that she's walking. And one day, guess what happened? Long as you don't put pressure on her and stuff like that, one day something's gonna happen where she's gonna need you to help her. She's gonna recall all the stuff you've been saying, and then she's gonna need that. You see? Let them. If they want to carry around and be seen as U.S. citizen, let them. Just do your part, and let what you do show how you benefiting from it. Because right now she's not sold on it because she probably hasn't seen enough benefits come out of it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. There's not. So you just keep doing what you do and watch how you start producing benefits. And watch. You know, like some of my members, they're doing the recruitment process and they getting checks. See, that's a benefit.
Yeah.
You see?
And that's why when she said that, it didn't do nothing but motivate me even more.
Right. Just do your and don't do it to prove and don't do it to prove anything to her. Just do it to prove everything to yourself. Just do your thing. Just do it because there's no way I've been down that road. You're gonna convince them. Because they're still indoctrinated. And remember, you were indoctrinated at the time. and add in the extra weight of that you a brother, and it's very hard to get anybody to follow you because you're a brother. So,
Right.
so you add that to the equation.
At the same time, I was going to help my nephew, so I might need to. Do I need to go ahead and get the other one that you was updated?
The newest
on
webinar,
the website? 'Cause I have-
the newest webinar has the updated affidavit. So you really need to get the whole thing because I go over, explain the affidavit, why this one is more better. And that's all Bible. Scriptures are even in there, everything. So here's the thing now. They have to look at that, and as soon as they see religion, they can't question it one bit. They don't. I just did my daughter's passport of back in May because we was going away out of the country. She got her passport in 2 weeks, no problem. You see,
Because I was going to ask on the old one, it do have at the top. It says this is my religion.
it says it, but there's no scriptures in there, and that's what I realized. Where I went wrong with that one. It worked. Now it worked for the most part. It was like 85, 90% success rate. And I even got that letter you got, I got that letter. You see, I got that letter when I first, that's how come I know what it said, because I was the first one to get that letter when I started teaching this. Before I started teaching, I was going through trials and error with it. And I was fighting them. Oh, I'm not a U.S. citizen. Called them up. The lady would say, yes, you are. And then one day I was just sitting there and said, why am I? This letter says for me to just tell them to send it. And then I realized I signed a contract saying that I wasn't. Then she's not asking me to redo the application. Now, if she was saying we're not accepting this application, you got to reapply, then that would be a problem. But it's not. She signed it as national. All right. All she got to do now, by her writing and saying I am a U.S. citizen, she just contracted with them and said she was. She didn't have to do that. She just should have said, please send me my passport. That's it.
Yeah. Because I told her, I said, I was wondering, I was like, man, they had to get all the documents because that's their job.
They got it. But they got to give people a hard time every now and then.
Yeah.
So that's their job. But that's the universe telling you. You got all that difficulty out of that. Why? Because she was not ready.
Nope.
Because now, guess what? Guess what it did for you? It gave you less credibility now by pushing that. You see? Oh, I told you, and she was waiting for that. And guess what? She got what she wanted. She didn't listen. She really didn't want it the way you did it. She got exactly what she wanted. See, what you're thinking for what you're trying to do for her, what you're thinking in your mind. I'm gonna make her so she don't be a U.S. citizen, but she's in her mind wants to be a U.S. citizen, so she got exactly what she asked for. She wasn't telling you that in her mental. She just let you go through the motions. But because as soon as she got it, what did she do? I'm a U.S. citizen. She jumped right on board. You see? You get my point? She was already thinking that. So her mind is the one who drew that letter to her. Yeah. My mind drew the letter to me. When I was doing it, I realized what I was just wrong. I was sitting there doing it. Oh, I hope they do it. Anxious about it. And guess what? I got that letter. But once I relaxed, stepped back, I didn't get they gave me my passport. When I look back on that time when I was doing it, I was trial and error doing it. I hope it go something going. They going saying to myself, they gonna do something. And then guess what? They did something. See?
Wow.
We get exactly what we asked for, and you can't control what another person get or don't get.
You're right. Yep. You're so right on that.
You can't. You can't control it. No matter how much you try. That's a lesson for you to say, you know what? A prophet is not honored in his own home.
Right.
The people that know you don't respect you like that.
That wants it, they're most
Only
likely they're gonna get.
I learned in my relationship, I learned. And it took me a while to get it. Stop teaching folk that don't want to be taught.
Yeah.
And even when they ask you, ask you a question. Certain people, even when they ask me, I won't teach them. Because I know why they ask him. They like the scribes and Pharisees. They looking to find fault with their questions.
Yep.
See, Jesus never really addressed those scribes and Pharisees. They always, what you doing this? You spelling demons in the Beelzebub. He just, he just and kept it moving. See, so you got to be like I used to be anxious to tell people what I do. I do seminars and all that. Now I don't say nothing. They ask me what I do. I'm in the trucking business. I stay away from that. The other thing, unless there's an opportunity for me to do it. This is where I do it on this platform where people come, they're invited, and they come and they listen. But like out there in the world, I just move incognito.
Yeah, I've been doing that lately. Well,
Mhm.
I ain't going to everybody. It's just me and my wife at this moment. And yeah. And the other question on the SS5 and all that and the driver's license, do we do it the same way as far as that? If
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
just doing a explanatory statement with that, just like you did with your passport. Just make sure you change the title, driver's license application or SS5 application.
Okay, because the driver's license application, I was trying to find it.
Say it again.
I was trying to find that driver's license application.
There's no, well, these days there is no application. They doing everything, typing everything in for you. The only place that's still using paper applications that I know of close to me is South Carolina.
Okay.
So what you do is you give them when they're gonna type it in, you give them your explanatory statement and say, put that on the record. I want that on the record. Scan that in.
Okay, just go in and tell them. Okay, when I get it all up, just go to the tell them just scan it in.
Yeah, you want that added to the record according to your religious beliefs.
Okay. And they already know what to do with the five. Fill that out, right?
Right.
And then.
Yep.
With that.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at it today because I had went back to your old video, and because I remember I had really looked at my David. I looked at it before, but I was looking at it. I was like, wait a minute. I remember him saying something about Wikileaks too on that. So that's when I looked at the video yesterday, I believe it was. That's why I'm back. And I remember that you had questions for today. I was like, oh yeah, I can ask him a question.
Yep.
So yeah.
Free of charge.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said free of charge. You get to ask questions.
That's great. But I wanted to, I'm going to get off here and let other people come in. I just wanted to speak with you and ask you that and then get that word of encouragement.
All right, bro.
Peace to everyone.
All right.
And everything. And I just want to give you the utmost respect for helping us, our people, and teaching us.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yes. So, peace.
All right, peace. All right, yeah. Technically, y'all get 2 days to ask questions. You get Monday and Tuesdays. Monday at 8 o'clock, Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Monday at 8, Tuesday at 7. I have the blog talk up. And it's getting better. It's better last week. We had a few people. We got more this week asking questions. It's 9:15. You can call in at 515-605-9723. 515-605-9723. Get your questions answered. I'm looking for one more. I done got everybody up there. I believe. Let's see who's on Telegram. Oh, Charles Brown on Telegram. Um, yeah. What else would I want to share? I was supposed to have a seminar this month, but it's looking shaky because I haven't really found a venue to do it. And got it sidetracked. But we're gonna have a seminar. We're gonna have a seminar. All right. Well, if ain't nobody got anything else to say, I am going to shut it down until tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your questions answered again. Not sure what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But what I will say is stay focused and don't allow yourself to get caught up in distractions. Let's see what I want to play on the way out. What I want to play. I'll play this. All right, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Wait a minute. There was some comments that I wanted to address. Hang on. There was a comment that I wanted to address. Saw some people posting stuff. Let's see. Oh, somebody had put in there. I was going through the old content when addressing ourselves in paperwork, i.e., divine being super lowercase name, but not all caps, notifies the court of motions to dismiss. Yeah, you gotta separate yourself from the all caps. Like how I would do that is my name is this upper and lower, but not this all caps in Legas. I did plenty of shows. DJ B Thunder says, peace, love, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Oh, who else? Somebody said she suffered from cognitive dissonance. C. King Bay says, peace, everyone. All right, well, there's nobody else on, so I'm going to play something on the way out. Peace. Yeah, so I think the 24th, we're going to go visit Portugal because actually, you know, with all of the things that we're thinking about actually purchasing property outside the country, you know, even may not even live here anymore in the States. Things are getting a little shaky. Who knows? But that's what we're doing. But see, I'm saying that to say this. You could do the same thing. The only reason why you may not be doing these things because your consciousness not accepted the fact that you can do them. And that's why I'm talking about the economy of the mind. Because how you're living, what you're doing, what you're finding yourself doing on a daily basis, or how you're living is based off the economy of your mind. So ask yourself the question. And this is a direct question. So ask yourself a question. Just take time this minute right now. Look at your situation. I'm sure most people listening to me, the only reason why you're listening to me because you want something different. You want something better. You want to feel better about yourself. You want to feel better about your life. You want to feel better about your life. You want to feel better about work, whatever that is, right? So there's always room for improvement or being better. So look at your situation and look at how it is and ask yourself a question. My current situation, why is it this way? Now, if you're answering that question saying, well, because I have this bad job, because I can't do this, saying a bunch of I can'ts and blaming reasons outside of you, things outside of you, then you are looking in the wrong direction. And that's why this situation is the way it is. Because the first place you need to check is your thought process. How do I view money? What do I think is a lot of money? What do I believe to be a lot of money?